real quick, double check the steering wheel. Push roll.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Nice and smooth. Let's get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Fearless Broadcasting. My name's Pat Wilkinson, up in the booth. We are back once again with the Wild West Racing League here on Fearless Broadcasting, brought to you in part by Redline Radio, the Stand for Wit Foundation, WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox. Fearless Broadcasting brought to you in part by our friends over at Premier Racing Setups. Use code FEARLESS15, FEARLESS15 at checkout for 15% off your orders. Fearless Racing, Fearless Setup Shop, Puffy Swag Shop, Goose's Rattle Can Shop, and Rock Bottom Racing. Here at Atlanta, 2008 configuration in the Gen 4 Cup Series, as we're taking a look at my beautiful race car right now. I have some new tech that I've been trying out. There we go. So we have some new logos and things that I can, that I will be adjusting in the future. I will need to move some things around, but for the time being, excellent to know that I have some more new incredible ways to make the broadcast just that little bit better for everybody at home. Currently, fastest car on track is the 08 of John Staticos. Staticos? I don't know. Second place is Mike Lovelace, who is down on pit road. Ty Sykes up to third. Marcus Kaiser in fourth. Dakota Henderson in fifth. Scott Rush in sixth. Trey Smith in seventh. Hunter Sr. in eighth. Will Moore in ninth. Wayne Isbell in 10th. Brandon McKee in 12th. Me down in 13th. Keith Ayers in 14th. Tanner Ensign in the 44 in 15th. Phil Manzo down in 16th. Mike Presley in 17th. Daniel Falconer in 18th. Brandon Harris jumping up to 16th at the moment. Brighton Coleman in 20th. Zach Tyler in 21st. Brady Karowski in 22nd. And Gene Watkinson in 23rd. Excuse me. Fumbling over my own words tonight. Apologies. So yes, at some point here, I will need to go into SDK and iRacing Live Timing to adjust some of these things once I figure out how all that works. But going to be a great night of racing here at Atlanta Motor Speedway regardless. Excited for another night here with the Wild West Racing League. Always a great time. Please come join these guys as best as possible. As everyone despawns, getting ready to go for qualifying here at Atlanta. Let's jump on board with Tanner Ensign first. I'll actually jump inside into Gyrocam for his qualifying run here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. On board with the WIO Outlaw number 44 of Tanner Ensign. High on the banking, well, on the aprons banking, off of pit road. Through turns 3 and 4, trying to run the midline here. Track is very hot, very slick out there tonight. A lot of dust and dirt on the track surface as well. These guys are going to be really struggling to make it happen out here tonight at Atlanta. I believe it is a 70-lap race here. Running all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack. You can see how hard he's trying to work that car with a big slide off of turn 2. Managed to recover it back into turns 3 and 4 now. This is the 2008 configuration before it was reconverted into being a super speedway setup, Atlanta Motor Speedway. So the track is, I believe, a fully concrete surface as the 44 slides off the bottom and has to forfeit his qualifying here. Only good enough for third at the moment. That is not the run Tanner Ensign wanted. Let's jump over to Trace Smith now in the 3. Through turns 1 and 2, he's running all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack. Really hear how hard he's winding that car up. We will jump back to a different camera angle because clearly this one sucks. TVT. Off of turn 4 he goes, starting to slow down a little bit. Trey Smith, only good enough for 9th at the moment. Hunter Sr. up to 2nd. Mike Loveless in 1st. John Statkos in 3rd. Ty Sykes 4th. Keith Ayers 5th. Brandon Harris in 6th. Dakota Henderson 7th. Scott Rush in 8th. Wayne Isbell in 9th. Trey Smith 10th. Zach Tyler in 11th. Brandon McKee in 12th. Tanner Ensign in 13th. Mike Presley on track in the 000 down in 14th. Marcus Kaiser down in 15th. Brady Karowski in 16th. Those are the only cars that have qualified so far. Tyler Gravitt up to 7th in the number 50. Daniel Falconer also on the racetrack as well. John Statkos off pit road. Let's see what Falconer is up to. Oh, I was confused for a second. It's like, wait, what's that? 13 of Daniel Falconer out on the racetrack off of turn 4. moves up to 16th at the moment, starting his second flying lap, running a bit high through 1 and 2 on the midline, trying to keep the car where the grip is at the moment, use the most of the momentum and the overall speed that he can get. Back into 3 and 4, running that pretty similar line. A little down towards the white line here. Through the quad oval. See if he improves from 16th. He does not. Daniel Falconer only fast enough for 16th place here. So far at Atlanta Motor Speedway, Mike Presley in 15th. Gene Watkinson, Brighton Coleman, Will Moore, and Phil Manzo. Manzo? Too many names. Having not yet qualified, final 4 cars not yet on track. Actually, we can probably... Premiere. There we go. I will have to play around with this some more later. But Mike Loveless is your race leader as we wait for everybody to spawn in on the front stretch. Mike Loveless up the front on the pole. Hunter Sr. in second. John Statkos not yet spawned in third. Ty Sykes in fourth. Keith Ayers in fifth. Brandon Harris in sixth. Tyler Gravitt in seventh. Dakota Henderson in 8th. Scott Rush in 9th. Wayne Isbell in 10th. Trey Smith in 11th. Zach Tyler in 12th. Brandon McKee in 13th. Tanner Ensign in 14th. Mike Presley in 15th. Daniel Falconer in 16th. Marcus Kaiser in 17th. Brady Krauski in 18th. Will Moore in 19th. Phil Manzo in 20th. Brighton Coleman in 21st. And Gene Watkinson at the end of the grid in 22nd. It's counting him as 23rd because my name's in the timesheet because I was playing around in practice with these guys. Ignore that. Huge field out here tonight with the Wild West Racing League, brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stanford Witt Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox, veteran-owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse, weekly events for PvE and PvP players, different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE, RAIDER PvE. Fearless Broadcasting brought to you in part by the Fearless Setup Shop, Puffy's Swag Shop, Goose's Rattle Can Shop, Rock Bottom Racing, and our friends over at Premier Racing Setups. Use code FEARLESS15, FEARLESS15 at checkout for 15% off your orders. 80 laps under the sun at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 1 lap to green. Pace cars lights are off. Going to be going green flag at the line here. 22 car field out here tonight in the Gen 4 Cup Series. Very loose off corner exit and in the midpoints of the corners. Plenty of time for a lot of action here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We're on board with a 68 of Mike Loveless through turns 3 and 4, getting ready to go green flag at the line here. 20 of Hunter Sr., one of the fastest cars on track. Right beside him on the start. Pace car dives down pit road. green flag is out here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 68 with a terrible start. 19 spins out immediately and the caution comes out. Keith Ayers spins up the tires and slides off the bottom of the racetrack. Lights him up on the start of the race and goes for a little lawn mowing session with that number 19 Dodge. Not the way he wanted to start the race, but thankfully no damage. That's the word. No damage on that race car out there. Mike Loveless leading the way. Hunter Sr., John Stackos, Ty Sykes, Brandon Harris, Dakota Henderson, Tyler Gravitt, Zach Tyler, Scott Rush, Trey Smith, Tanner Enzyme, Brandon McKee, Daniel Falconer, Mike Presley, Phil Monzo, Marcus Kaiser, Will Moore, Brighton Coleman, Gene Watkinson, Brady Karowski, Wayne Isbell, and Keith Ayers. Whew. Give me as I play a little bit with some of this a little bit more here. That doesn't change anything. Okay. At least not that I'm seeing. Phil Monzo down pit road, not sure for what he could be going for. Maybe a little bit of damage he wanted fixed. Didn't see anything about him wrecking, though. Perhaps filling up the car just that little bit extra. Doesn't hurt to have all the fuel you can. Try to outlast the rest of the competition. Everybody trying to get sorted back out while we're under the pace car. Mike Loveless still leading the way here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Number 68 Meals on Wheels machine. 20 Juicy Spider, Tony Stewart inspired car of Hunter Sr. just behind him. 08 of John Stackos in the Jim Beam 08. Pace car's lights will be off this time by. Going to be going green flag next time. Everybody getting stacked up once again. Let's take another shot at it, boys and girls. Through turns 1 and 2. Not seeing a whole lot of guys trying to warm up their tires. Trey Smith in the 3 trying to do just that at the moment. Get that car nice and comfortable. Get the grip going in these tires. Goodyear Eagles that are on these tires. Or on these cars, excuse me. Cannot figure out why I'm having such a bad English day. It's not just this broadcast. It's been like this all day. Oh dear. 68 and the 08 on the bottom, 20 and the 1 on the top. 46, 5, 50 and the 2. Rounding out the top 8. Pace car getting ready to dive down pit road once again off of turn 4. Here it comes now. 68 of Mike Loveless waiting on the green flag. Green flag is out. We're off. And everybody gets away clean for the most part. 08 looking to make a move on the 68 already. Everybody's trying to get settled back in after that botched start of the race. Lap 5 of 80. A bit of action already starting to occur off of turn 2. 3 wide behind them. 20 and the 68 side by side into turns 3 and 4. 20 up to the lead at the moment. 68 of Mike Loveless staying right there with them. Sparks already flying off the bottom of these race cars. These guys are really putting the pedal to the metal off of turn 4 through the front stretch into turn 1. 20 of Hunter Sr. holding that high line and running with it at the moment. 68 sliding up to meet him. Gets up behind the wing of the number 20, getting the draft. New leader, Hunter Sr. off of turn 2 in the Juicy Spider number 20. Let's jump down to Will Moore now towards the midfield. He's in the number 29 Good Wrench Machine. Kevin Harvick's first ride, I believe it was, as they were saying at the beginning of practice. He's made up 8 places since the start. He's up in 11th, doing a good job out there so far. 2 and a 3 side by side off of turn 2. 44 of Tanner Enzyme looking to capitalize on that as well. Into turn 3 they go. 44 starting to fall back. 29 right there with him though. Really putting the pressure on early in this race. Coming to the start of lap 8. Through turns 1 and 2 we go once again. 29 trying to chase down the 44, the 3, and the 2. 5 Dakota Henderson up ahead the road. Whoa, 44 with a big washout off of turn 2. Everybody managing to get around it pretty clean. Tanner Enzyme with a big hit against the wall off of turn 2. Not what he wanted to have at this early point of the race. Be careful with how hard you hit these cars. That car may have damage already. Not as fast as he was before. Let's see if he's a little more comfortable off of turn 2. He is not. 13 almost going for a ride with him. Daniel Falconer just behind him. Let's jump down a little bit more to Marcus Kaiser in the 42. Can't quite make out the sponsor on that number 42 car. But he's having a good night out there so far. He's up 2 places since the start. He's in 15. And Marcus Kaiser Jr. out on the racetrack off of turn 2. Not one of the fastest guys out there at the moment, but running pretty consistent, clean laps is going to be what gets these guys through the remainder of this race. Atlanta being incredibly bumpy. This old concrete surface, not nice to these Goodyear Eagle tires that are on these race cars. The 13 slides way up into turn 1 on the entry. Managing to get it back down towards the bottom. Trying to keep that car straight. 31 just up the road, challenging the 44. 44 trying to get by him once again. Get back into the fight. Let's jump back up towards the leaders now. Let's jump up to Brandon Harris in the number 46. Superflow, number 46, out there on the racetrack. 50 of Tyler Gravitt, excuse me. I was thinking that's Gavitt. Tyler Gravitt in the number 50 just behind him. Another Good Wrench inspired machine. A lot of Kevin Harvick paint jobs out here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I think everybody wanted to run Kevin Harvick paints for Throwback Weekend IRL at Dover this weekend, Sunday the 22nd, I think. Regardless, Brandon Harris in the Superflow 46 out there on the racetrack. He is in 5th place at the moment, not really gaining a whole lot of ground on Ty Sykes, John Stackhouse, Mike Lovelace, or Hunter Sr. at the moment. Through the start-finish straight they go. Let's jump up to our leader, Hunter Sr. once again. Currently setting the standard in the number 20 Juicy Spider machine. 68 and the 08 just behind them. Our repeat winners here with the Wild West Racing League. Hunter Sr., Mike Lovelace, and John Stackhouse consistently up in the front of these fields no matter where we seem to go. These guys know how to race the absolute hell out of these race cars. Lap 15 of 80 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is Fearless Broadcasting from the Wild West Racing League, brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stand for Wit Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland. Fearless Broadcasting brought to you in part by Fearless Setup Shop, Puffy's Swag Shop, Goose's Rattle Can Shop, Rock Bottom Racing, and our friends over at Premier Racing Setups. Use code FEARLESS15, FEARLESS 15 at checkout for 15% off your orders. Hunter Sr. almost 2/3 of a second clear on Mike Loveless. Mike Loveless really trying to put the pressure on, not really making it work at the moment. John Stackos almost a full second behind Hunter Sr. as well. Brandon Harris almost 2 seconds back, 1 3/4. Ty Sykes 2 seconds back, Dakota Henderson over 2.5. Hunter Sr. just has a number for these Gen 4 Cup cars. A lot of guys really struggling with the corner exit off of turn 2 there. Dakota Henderson, and I believe that was Will Moore off of turn 2. Let's jump down to Trey Smith now as we start lap 18 here. Number 3, Redline Radio Machine, one of the owners and operators of the Wild West Racing League, trying to chase down the 29 Good Wrench Kevin Harvick paint job of Will Moore just ahead of him. 44 of Tanner Ensign just behind, trying to catch back up. A lot of action behind them. 000 of Mike Presley really under pressure there. Huge slide off of turn 2. Gene Watkinson down pit road. Not sure if he's called it quits for the night. Unfortunate if he has. Through turns 1 and 2 we go again. 29, 3, and the 44 in a battle with each other at the moment for the top 8 position. Plenty of cars running out the field behind them. Brady Kurowski, currently the last car on the lead lap, down in 21st. He's lost 3 positions since the start of the race. Not where he wanted to be by any means, but unfortunate, but the way it goes. Water way through this race. Of 80 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Jumping back a little bit further, we'll actually jump down to Mike Presley now in the 0. Trying to run down the 2, 19, 31, 42 and the 13 just behind him. Mike Presley really starting to put the pressure on the 2. He's got a good run through the front stretch heading into turn 1 here. If he can keep this momentum up, he will get a good run off of turn 2. Hold that low line right where he wants it. Breeze on by the 2 car. He's up to 11th now. Whoa, big slide off the backstretch. Not sure who that was. That may be Wayne Isbell. No, it wasn't. Who was that? There's the 33 of Phil Monzo. With a huge slide off the backstretch there. Not sure what happened. He might have got up into the wall. Tapped the side of the wall and got real loose there off of turn 2 and off the backstretch wall. That is something that can catch you out real quick in these Gen 4 cars. It's just how loose they are. As you're watching the 31 of Brandon McKee just up the road, he's really struggling on the backstretch. He's weaving all over Helen Creation, trying to get that car straightened out off of turn 2. Seems to have the number down the front stretch and into 1. Not really a great fan of turn 2's exit, though, or the backstretch. That's he's running all the way up against the wall at the moment. Off of 2. Trying to get back up behind the 42 just ahead of him. That car very unstable at the moment. 13 took a run at him. Couldn't quite make it happen. The number 13 of Daniel Falconer. God, I'm struggling tonight. Apologies, folks. 42 going past the 2 of Zach Tyler. Not sure if Zach Tyler has some kind of problem out there. He's starting to really slow down here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 25 laps this time by of 80. Jump back up to our race leader, Hunter Sr., who is 1 1/4 seconds up, 1 1/3 up on Mike Loveless at the moment. In a tire strategy race, I'm not sure if he's trying to use up as much as he can early, try to run out to about lap 30, then come in for fuel and tire, especially now with the essentially 5 laps we got extra off the start of the race due to Keith Ayres spinning out. Everybody was able to save just that little bit of extra fuel and a little bit of extra tire in the early part of the race. 20 of Hunter Sr. in the Juicy Spider, Tony Stewart inspired number 20 car. Trying to run away with it at the moment. He's still gaining time on Mike Loveless through turns 3 and 4 down through the front stretch. Start of lap 27. Jump down to John Stackhouse, who seems to be right under the wing. Was right under the wing of the 68 just ahead of him. Off of turn 2. Trying to keep that car as good as he can at the moment. 68 with a big wiggle off of turn 2. Managed to tap the wall a little bit, keep it going straight. Oh, look at that. Stiff neck. Oh, that's better. Oh wait, looking up the inside for just a moment there. Trying to catch up to the 68, take the shorter line through the start-finish straight. Back into turn 1. Trying to hold the same line as the 68 to get the grab through the corners and down the backstretch. 68 with another big wiggle off of turn 2. Not sure if there's something on the high exit of turn 2 that's causing everybody to kind of slide out a little bit down the backstretch. But everybody running into the same problem there so far tonight. The entirety of the backstretch does not want to play nice with these Gen 4 Cup cars out there at all. Let's jump down to the 2 of Zach Tyler now. He's just entering turn 1. Not having a great night out here at the moment. He's trying to hold off the 31, 13, 38, 04. He's kind of holding up the remainder of the pack here. 38 of Phil Monzo really blocking on the backstretch off of turn 2 there, as you just saw. Through turns 3 and 4 down to the front stretch once again. 31 all the way down to the grass. Not sure if he washed out. Managed to recover it back into turn 1. 2 of Zach Tyler really trying to run that high side. Use the most of the grip available in these race cars. 31 with a big slide. 13. 01. The 04, excuse me. With some big evasive action, tried to evade. Forgive me, folks. Apparently this is not a very good broadcast tonight because I can't English very well at all for some reason. Well, we should not be recording. That'll help save me some CPU. Let's jump up to the 50 of Tyler Gravitt now. Another good wrench-inspired scheme. I think that's like 4 or 5 good wrench paint schemes out there tonight. There's Tyler Gravitt. There's the 29 of Will Moore just behind him. Trey Smith in the 3. Oh, we have some early takers. 33 of lap 80 here, or very late deciding takers, excuse me. A lot of guys coming down pit road. Hunter Sr. staying out at the moment. Into turn 3 and 4 he goes now. Starting to really get some moves going. He's coming down pit road now. Mike Loveless, Brandon Harris, Tyler Gravitt, Dakota Henderson, Wayne Isbell, Trey Smith, Will Moore down pit road, Hunter Sr., Ty Sykes, Keith Ayres down pit road behind him, Marcus Kaiser, Daniel Falconer down pit road as well. John Stackhouse in control of the race now in the 08. He is most likely coming down pit road soon too. Yep, there he is. Mike Presley, Tanner Ensign, Scott Rush, Phil Monzo, and Brighton Coleman. Tanner Ensign down pit road. Mike Presley into control of the race. At 35 of 80 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Mike Loveless a lap down in 9th, just behind the 0. 20 of Hunter Sr. Last car on the lead lap here. As the 0's trying to come back around and take the position. Try to put the 20 a lap down on him. 68 of Mike Loveless just behind him. Tanner Ensign and John Stakos still down pit road. Brady Karowski down pit road as well. 68 of Mike Loveless. Gonna make the move on the 0 of Mike Presley now. Mike Loveless down the last car on the lead lap. Mike Presley down pit road this time. Scott Rush will be in control of the race. 0-4 and the 5. Scott Rush staying high out of the way of the 5 Dakota Henderson just in front of him. Mike Presley, Brighton Coleman, Phil Monzo down pit road. Hunter Sr., Mike Loveless, Ty Sykes, Dakota Henderson back all on the lead lap. 0-4, Scott Rush really needing to turn the pressure on at the moment. Really got to make some magic here. Start getting some time back on these cars that pitted earlier, or he's going to come straight down pit road himself in the Raiders Wasteland 04 Chevrolet. Hunter Sr. back into control of this race. Mike Loveless, almost, that is about 4 seconds. Yeah, 4 seconds back on Hunter Sr. Oh, I can't read time right. 3 seconds back on Hunter Sr., Mike Loveless. 2.71. And falling once again. Lap traffic between the two of them. Ty Sykes down in 3rd. He's another 4 seconds behind Mike Loveless. Dakota Henderson, 4 seconds behind Ty Sykes. Henderson and Harris with another 4-second gap between them. Will Moore, only a second behind Brandon Harris in the 33. Hunter Sr. is running away with it at the moment here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 39 of 80, just about halfway at the line. Really trying to keep that pressure on. He is now officially 3 seconds up on Mike Loveless. Down the backstretch he goes. Once again, he is just rocket ship out there. Number 20 of Hunter Sr. in the Juicy Spider Tony Stewart inspired number 20. God, that's a sentence and a half. Mike Loveless really starting to struggle here, which is uncharacteristic for him. He is not having a great night out here. He's trying his damnedest to get caught back up to the 20. Zach Tyler down off the racetrack and down pit road. Not sure if he spun out off of turn 4. Very likely incident to happen. 42 of 80 this time by. Let's jump down to Scott Rush. Last car on the lead lap. At the moment, trying to chase down the 42 and 13 just ahead of him. 31 also ahead of him. Side by side with the 42 into turn 3. Backs out a little bit. Still trying to keep that momentum going. Off of turn 4. He's going to have a great run down the front stretch. Not enough, though. 42 with a good gap between them. Almost 4 car lengths, excuse me. Trying to run that bottom line. I got to figure out how these guys custom paint their grills. I like the custom grills. 13 and a 31 Fender Defender just ahead of him. 04 trying to draft off the 13, get past the 42 on the high side. 13 and the 04, 31 and the 42. Whoa! 04 all the way down to the grass of Scott Rush. Not sure what that was all about, but he went completely through the grass there. Could have ended up a lot worse. 31 up into the wall off of turn 2. He's starting to really struggle out there at the moment. 20 of Hunter Sr. looking to put all of these guys another lap down. Or a lap down, excuse me. Scott Rush almost 30 seconds behind Hunter Sr. Hunter Sr. just behind them. Oh, big hit against the wall into turn 1 for the 04. Not what he would have wanted. Hunter Sr. looking to capitalize here off of turn 2. Put these cars a lap down just ahead of him. 68 of Mike Loveless. Gaining a little bit of time though. He's down to 2 3/4 of a second behind Hunter Sr. Question is, will he be able to keep cutting that gap down between the two cars as time continues to run out here? Coming towards lap 50 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is the Wild West Racing League, brought to you by Fearless Broadcasting. Brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, Stanford Witt Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox, veteran owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players. Different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE. RAIDER PvE. Fearless Broadcasting brought to you in part by the Fearless Setup Shop, Puffy's Swag Shop, Goose's Rattle Can Shop, Rock Bottom Racing, and our friends over at Premier Racing Setups. Use code FEARLESS15, FEARLESS 15 at checkout for 15% off your order. 20 of Hunter Sr. putting the 31 of Brandon McKee down a lap, trying to chase down Marcus Kaiser in the 42, and Scott Rush, 04, just up the road. Starting to catch up into their draft now of the 42. 42 still really unstable down the backstretch. 20 all the way down to the bottom into turns 3 and 4 we go. Hunter Sr. really just trying to run the masterclass out here, coming to lap 50. Of Hunter Sr. tapping the wall there off the backstretch for just a moment into the entry of turn 3. 20 still running that inside line. Not sure if 42 is going to let him by into turn 1. That 42 is slowly watching the 20 getting bigger and bigger in his mirrors. 50 Shades of Tony Stewart just behind him. Side by side down the backstretch they go. 20 with a little bit of sideways action, but breezes on by the 42. Marcus Kaiser now a lap down. Scott Rush, the next car on the 20 sights. 30 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Mike Loveless, 2.1 seconds in gaining. Not sure what's going on with Mike Loveless, but he's starting to find his rhythm again. Starting to really put the pressure on, try to get that car back in the only direction that matters, which is, of course, forward. Down to 2.25, 2.1. Really trying to turn up the wick here to catch up to Hunter Sr. just up the road here, having led 42 laps at the moment. Let's jump down to Mike Loveless, who led the first 100 yards of the race under green flag and has basically been fighting his way trying to get back to the lead at the moment. 28 laps to go at the line. 68 really trying to make some magic happen. He's starting to slow down again, though. He's up to 2.3 seconds behind. Not what he wants to see or hear from his spotter. Trying to run that midline where the drift's starting to really appear here. He's really starting to slow down. 68 up into the wall as well off of turn 2. Trying to catch up to the 42 just ahead of him. 2.5 seconds back. Not sure if Mike Loveless is having some problems. There's smoke on the racetrack too. Not sure what that's from. Brandon McKee off the racetrack. Still green flag though. .26 laps at the line to go. 68 looking to make the move on the 42 up the inside down the backstretch. 68 making the move beautifully into turn 3. Now the time for putting the pressure on the 20 just up the road. Forgive me, I'm stumbling all over my words tonight. I've been doing it all day and I don't know why. Could also be seasonal allergies. It's March. It's starting to remember that it's March. Hunter Sr. 2.7 seconds clear again. Not sure if this 68 just is not as good in clean air as it was behind the draft. He's got a lot of work to do to catch back up to Hunter Sr. though. Already trying to turn the wick up in that 68 Chevrolet Meals on Wheels machine. 25 laps to go here at the Illinois Speedway. Jump down to Tanner Ensign now, down the front stretch. Under pressure from the 46 just behind him. Another Harvick-inspired paint job, I believe. Yes. All right, let me think here. It's the 2, the 44, the 3, the 29 at absolute minimum. We have 4 cars running Harvick-inspired paint jobs out here on the racetrack tonight. In these Gen 4 Cups at Atlanta in the old configuration, of course. Kevin Harvick's, I believe, his first Cup Series win after the death of Dale Earnhardt. Ooh, big lag spike there. We're all good. Brandon McKee off track again. Hunter Sr. Ooh. Not sure if Hunter Sr. had an incident, but he is down to second now. Not sure what happened with Hunter Sr., but Mike Loveless is back in control of this race. 68 of Mike Loveless, 1 second clear of Hunter Sr. Hunter Sr. down pit road this time. Not sure what happened to him. Let's take a quick look and see what happened here. 20 car going real slow for some reason. Not sure if he overshot. Oh, he went too fast. He went too fast, realized he wasn't going to make it into pit road at that speed. As he's back out and on the racetrack once again. Mike Loveless and Ty Sykes coming down pit road as well. Wayne Isbell just with them in the Coors number 6. Mike Loveless needing a beautiful pit stop out here to make this really matter. Waiting on the 20 of Hunter Sr. to come back around. He's already into turn 3 and 4. Mike Loveless going to need the pit stop of a lifetime to make this happen here. He's off pit road. Will he have enough time to get out ahead of the 20 of Hunter Sr.? 6 car right there. 68 right there with him. Side by side off the exit of turn 2. 68 trying to move up to get into the draft. Not going to have the speed to do it. Hunter Sr. back at the moment ahead of Mike Loveless. Chasing down the 08 of John Statkos. 20 car already up to speed 08, and the 68 not up to speed yet off of pit road. 19 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We'll jump up to your new race leader, Tanner Ensign. 33 just below him. 3 wide behind him for just a moment. 31-0. Whoa! Big slide from the 31. Managed to recover it, though. 0 of Mike Presley. Trey Smith in 3rd. Scott Rush in 4th. Marcus Kaiser in 5th. Hunter Sr. in 6th. Mike Loveless in 7th. John Statkos now down a lap in 9th. Ty Sykes in 8th. Tyler Gravitt up 9th. Will Moore moving up now. 44 of Tanner Ensign really starting to struggle here. 31 really all over the racetrack here. Not sure if he's got some kind of problem, but he can't hold that car straight off of turn 2 to save his life at the moment. 44 starting to slow down a little bit. Not sure if he's running out of tire or gas, but he is starting to slow down here. May see the lead change once again. He might be trying to go the remainder of the race, if that's even possible. Trey Smith off pit road. .08 of John Statkos down to 17th at the moment. 44 stuck on the high side, letting these faster cars by after they're all exiting pit road. 44 needs to get down to the bottom if he's looking to come for another pit stop. 42 off of pit road this time. 13 looking to get his lap back too. 44 all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to make it absolutely plain and clear he is coming this time, I believe. 0 of Mike Presley right there behind him. 44 not coming in. 15 laps to go at the line. 44 all the way down to the grass. 0 of Mike Presley going on by. Side by side through turns 1 and 2. This is the battle for the lead at the moment. Mike Presley having a good bit of speed through turn 2. 44 conceding the position. New leader Mike Presley up to the lead of the race. 44 of Tanner Ensign starting to slow down here through the exit of turn 4. Mike Presley in control of the race here. 14 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Aside from the crash at the start of the race, this has been a green flag race the whole night. We've seen some great action here so far tonight with the Wild West Racing League. If you want to see some more action, come back tomorrow to the Fearless Broadcasting YouTube channel. We will be here with the United States Online Racing Association, otherwise known as USORA, with our friend Chris Lindsay, I hope, up in the booth. I believe, I don't know offhand where we'll be. I knew it last night, but I don't have it today. Right now, though, we're watching the dying laps of the Wild West Racing League Gen 4 Cup Series here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Mike Presley still up in the lead in the 0. Wild West Racing League brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stanford Witt Foundation, Redline Radio, Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox. Fearless Broadcasting brought to you in part by the Fearless Setup Shop, Puffy's Swag Shop, Goose's Rattle Can Shop, Rock Bottom Racing, and our friends over at Premier Racing Setups. Use code FEARLESS15, FEARLESS15 at checkout for 15% off your order. Mike Presley, 10 seconds up on Hunter Sr. Not sure if he still has to come back in for one more stop, though. 10 laps to go this time by. Hunter Sr. still leading the way. Mike Loveless in 3rd. Not sure if they're right next to each other. They're not too far apart. They're about half a second away from each other. 68 of Mike Loveless really needs to turn up that car to 11 to get past Hunter Sr. for 2nd place at least. I believe Mike Presley coming down pit road this time? Yes, he has. Mike Presley into the pits. Hunter Sr. and Mike Loveless, half a second apart at the moment. 10 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is now the battle for the lead. Ty Sykes up to third. He's a long way back at the moment. Hunter Sr. and Mike Loveless, first and second place, half a second between them. 68 of Mike Loveless in the Meals on Wheels 68. Hunter Sr. in the Juicy Spider Tony Stewart inspired number 20. Really trying to run away with it here, not having a great time doing it. Mike Loveless still right there in his mirrors, that chrome and green race car out there, really trying to put the power down. Struggling to do so at the moment as they come through turns 3 and 4. He's starting to lose time again, the 68 of Mike Loveless on the 20 of Hunter Sr. 8 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, back into turn 1. Hunter Sr., yes, in the slipstream of the 0 of Mike Presley just ahead of them. 68 really not having a good night out here in terms of overall top speed. 20 up into the wall. Mike Loveless now within half a second, if he can keep gaining down the front stretch, if he can get a good draft going with the 20 just ahead of him, he might be able to catch back up. 20 drafting off the 0 down to the bottom of turn 1. 68 looking to do the same. 0 of Mike Presley sliding up behind the 20, trying to push him all the way down. The backstretch they go. 1/3 of a second between the leaders. Now the interesting part of Mike Presley in the middle of the leader sandwich. Slowing Mike Loveless down. 20 of Hunter Sr. getting a lucky break with the 0 of Mike Presley getting in the way of Mike Loveless at the moment. Side by side through turns 1 and 2 they go. 68 really trying to turn that pressure on. Not having a lot of speed with doing it. 0 with a big slide off of turn 2. Almost coming back down and taking the 68 out. Side by side through turn 3 and 4 they go. Hunter Sr. staying on board with him. Mike Loveless now 2/3 of a second behind again here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 5 laps to go. Back into turn 1. Mike Loveless starting to lose out even further. He's 0.7 behind. He's really starting to struggle out here. Not sure what is going on with that 68 car. He just does not have the same speed as this 20 car does, who has been dominating the field all night. 54 laps of 80 lead. 55 this time by. Anything at this point is now overtime. If we have a caution, it will be overtime. Question is, though, if there is a caution in the dying lap of this race, what do you do? Do you take tires? Do you take extra fuel? What do you need? Try to tighten up the rear end of the car a little bit more so you stop sliding all over the exit of turn 2. But if that helps you, what does it sacrifice? Does it sacrifice your corner exit off of 4? Does it sacrifice your entry into 1 or 3? Who knows? Mike Loveless back within 1/2 a second now. 3 laps to go. 3.5 down the backstretch. 2.5 down the backstretch, excuse me. 68 of Mike Loveless really trying. He's really desperate to get back up into the fight for the lead here. He seems to be gaining a lot of time down the backstretch, losing out through the middle of the corners. 2 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Can Mike Loveless get a lucky break and get past this 20 of Hunter Sr.? Off of turn 2. Looking for any kind of mistake at this point from the 20. Mike Loveless really trying to keep that hope of a win alive here. He's not going to be able to do it. He's back up to a full 1/2 second behind Hunter Sr. White flag is out, coming back no matter what here at Atlanta Motor Speedway with the Wild West Racing League Gen 4 Cup. Through turns 1 and 2, it is Hunter Sr. having led 59 laps at the line. Almost 3/4 of the race distance led here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Hunter Sr. comes back around through turns 3 and 4 and wins here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Mike Loveless in second. Ty Sykes still out on the racetrack in third. Let's see if there he is. There he is. Ty Sykes in third in the number 1 Scholar Dollars Chevrolet. Great effort from a lot of drivers out there tonight. This was a very difficult track to race at all night. Grip levels were either perfect or just all over the place, and there was not a whole lot in between that for a lot of these guys out here on the racetrack tonight. Regardless, congratulations to our top 3, Hunter Sr., Mike Loveless, and Ty Sykes. Let's see if we can get any of these guys in here. Ty Sykes, this is Pat Wilkinson up in the booth. You got me.
I got you.
Ty, congratulations on a great third-place finish out there tonight here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Kind of talk us through some of what happened out there, what you might have decided to do differently, anything like that?
My main goal tonight was just stay consistent and not mess up a restart. If you saw the beginning, it was a little tricky. I almost lost it, but thankfully someone else lost it before me, and I was able to capitalize on that caution because I was about to go way back in the field. But just staying consistent. I haven't been very consistent in the past couple races. I've made just small mistakes, and in this race, I didn't really make any big mistakes. So I was able to pull off third. I was probably a top 4 car, so I'll take it.
Once again, fantastic job on a respectable third-place finish out here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
Just thank Wild West and Trey and Tanner for putting this on, because I know it takes a lot of effort to do this stuff. And for you, Pat, for the broadcasting, I appreciate it. And thank my teammates, Brandon Harris and Tyler Gravitt. So we kind of talked through some different strategies throughout the race, but that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, and have a good night.
You as well.
Let's get Mike Loveless up here in second place. Mike Loveless is Pat Wilkinson up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, got you loud and clear, Pat.
Mike with a tremendous effort at the end of the race there, and for the majority of these later part of the race, you were within half a second for the majority of it on Hunter Sr. Talk us through what you might have done a little bit differently to hopefully have gotten the win here at the end of the night.
I could have played a little bit different strategy there at the end, especially with how things unfolded onto that last pit stop. But ultimately, I mean, Hunter was fast. Every time I got close, it just kept getting airtight on me, and just made it really hard to get a line where I could still make up ground. And so it's a hard track and a hard car combo to really get on there. And you know, those pit road entrances, you really had to be on it to get it, because I can tell you, whoever's holding that radar gun down there has got a good aim, because it got a lot of good people out there tonight.
We saw some of that, not a whole lot, but we did see a couple of guys having to go back down for pass-throughs on pit road for too fast, but unfortunately that's the way racing goes. Regardless,
yeah, Yeah,
Congratulations.
but it was a good race. I mean, Hunter had a dominating car. You know, I try to be there. You know, if he's gonna slip up anywhere, I'm gonna try to be there to capitalize on it. Was my ultimate play there, and so I was really proud of everybody though, keeping it green all pretty much all night. And so it was a great race, a lot of fun.
Appreciate all of that. Thank you once again for joining us up in the booth. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
Yeah, thank you out to all the Fearless guys, all my teammates, all the people that came out here and raced. Of course, up there in the broadcast booth, the people on Meals and Wheels. Please go out and help volunteer with them. It's a great cause. If you can, donate out there to the Water Wheel Foundation and to everybody that's watching. I appreciate you all.
Thank you for all of that, and we hope to see more of you next time. How does that sound?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, we'll see you later. Thank you.
All right, take care.
Let's get your race winner, Hunter Sr., up in here now. Let's see if I can rewind far enough so we can watch the burnout. Hunter Sr., this is Pat Wilkinson up in the booth. Do you got me?
Yes, sir.
Hunter, just simply masterclass out there tonight. You just decided that tonight was your night. You showed up and led 59 out of 80 laps out there tonight. You just had this track's number. Talk us through it.
Well, first I got to give a big shout out to Donald Kite with Juicy Spider. He was coaching me on that last run there with the fuel mileage and helped me out and give me pointers and everything. Big thanks to him. I couldn't celebrate it without him. Just hooked it on the bottom all night, stayed patient, and knew that if we can get out front in the clean air, we'd have a pretty good chance to be able to pull away and get it done.
Well, once again, congratulations to you and all those wonderful folks over at Juicy Spider in this number 20 Tony Stewart inspired machine out there tonight with another dominant performance here with the Wild West Racing League. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I just want to give, like I said, big shout out to Donald. Not just him, but everybody else at Juicy Spider. Nick, Josh, Jared, Mike, everybody over there. We pulled in Andrew, Bubba. This paint scheme is done by Bubba Designs, so if you need a paint scheme, make sure you hit him up and he'll get you taken care of. He's absolutely amazing at it. One person I trust in my paint schemes, and I don't know if you don't know me that much, but that says a lot. So I want him doing my paints. If you need a paint, go to him. Like I said, Bubba Designs, he's absolutely amazing. And the High Side Podcast, just every single person that I work with, like I wouldn't be doing it without them. And everybody there is absolutely amazing, and not just what we do on the track, but from the YouTube, the editing, everything is just absolutely flawless, and couldn't ask for a better group of people to work with. And big thanks to you. I say it every single time I come in here and do an interview with you. Big thanks to you for the podcast. Sorry. I know I'm gonna enjoy going back and watching it and seeing your reaction. And again, big thanks.
Well, we appreciate all of that. Thank you very much. And we hope to see more of you next week. How does that sound?
I'm gonna try. I didn't think I was gonna make it tonight, but had an opportunity to be able to come race and ruin it for everybody else and pull away with a win. So I'm gonna try next week. And I know there's a lot of people that don't want to hear that, but we're gonna try definitely.
Well, we encourage everybody to try, and we encourage everyone, including the viewers at home, whoever is watching, to come and show up and try out some of this stuff on iRacing with all of us. Here at the Wild West Racing League and with Fearless Broadcasting. There are plenty of other leagues that we race and broadcast for and with. If you're spoiled for choice for dirt, for ovals, for GT, and for, rallycross, stuff like that, there's plenty of guys out there. We know plenty of people. And, of course, we have the great folks over at Juicy Spider helping us out, hopefully soon with our own official commercial, hopefully, if we can get together on that at some point. I know you guys are incredibly busy.
They'll get you taken care of, man. Don't you worry about that.
I'm not. Well, regardless, thank you for joining us up in the booth, Hunter, once again, and we'll talk to you next time.
Yes, sir, man. You have a great night. Big thanks again.
You as well. Thank you. Well, folks, you've spent another perfectly good hour and 10 minutes with all of us here at Fearless Broadcasting. We hope you've enjoyed the show once again tonight, here with the Wild West Racing League, brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stand for Wit Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox, veteran-owned and operated, Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse, weekly events for PvE and PvP players, different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE, RAIDER PvE. Fearless Broadcasting brought to you in part by the Fearless Setup Shop, Buffy's Swag Shop, Goose's Rattle Can Shop, Rock Bottom Racing, and our friends over at Premier Racing Setups. Use code FEARLESS15, FEARLESS15 at checkout for 15% off your orders. My name's Pat Wilkinson, up in the booth. This has been Fearless Broadcasting and the Wild West Racing League here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, 2008 configuration. And until next time, goodbye, farewell, and amen.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Real quick, touch. Double check the steering wheel. Gentlemen, start your engines! Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish! It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.